Good morning, everybody. It's Joyce from my craft room. So glad to be back. Thank you, Kate, for hosting us once again, and thanks to all of you for joining us. I'm really excited today to talk to you a little bit about our Magicals pigment powders from LIndy's Stamp Gang. You may remember it. It's a company that's been around for quite a long time, and they have always had very cool products. So these are their dry pigment powders. We sell most of them in sets of 5 colors. This one's called Autumn Leaves. It's one of my favorites. They are very, very heavily pigmented, which means you're going to get a lot of really nice, rich color. And they are absolutely loaded with mica, which is going to give you that gorgeous sparkle. So, lots of ways to use them. We're going to start today by showing you how I use them most often, and that is with a dry fan brush. Mine's not very pretty, sorry about that. And I just pick up a little bit and then sprinkle it on my cardstock. Now, this is just regular 80-pound Nina white cardstock. It is not watercolor paper. Of course, you can use watercolor paper because this is going to get pretty wet, and that's always helpful. But for our purposes today, this works just fine. The fan brush is nice because it helps you control a little bit, most of the time, how much color you're putting down and where you're putting it. These are great little brushes from Royal Langnickel. I think they sell for like $3.99 or something, so not a huge investment. Don't let the color of the powder confuse you. This looks green. It's actually called Tibetan Poppy Teal. They have amazing names for their colors. But in creating the color, many different pigments are combined. And so you're going to see sometimes, multiple colors in little spots on your paper. But I'll show you when you'll see when I spray this with water, and I'm just using a Tim Holtz distress sprayer, just regular water in here. And when I spray these colors, you can see that what looked like gray is actually quite teal. Now, a word to the wise. Don't do what I just did and spray water anywhere near your open jars of powder. Always best to close the powders up first. But you want to spray enough so that you're basically dissolving the powder. And the more you do that, the more of the colors you will see. Now, at this point, you could certainly take a brush, a regular paintbrush, and move the colors around. You can, pick up the paper and let the colors run together, or just moving it around on your paper. You can get it to move a certain amount with the heat gun. I'm not going to do that today because it'll be too loud, but you certainly can use a heat gun to dry them, or you can just let them air dry. So I'm going to see if I can show you a little bit closer the colors that you get from this. They're just glorious. And if I had sprayed more water on this, you wouldn't see all these little dots of color around the sides. So I'm going to just set this over here. I've got lots more samples to show you that I've already done, and so they are dry. But before we do that, I just wanted to remember to tell you that you can also use a little spoon of some sort. This is the Nouveau craft spoon, it's called, that we sell. And we also have these little funnels if you have trouble getting your spoon into a tiny spot. They work really well. Anyway, you put a little in a spray bottle and add water. Start out with just a little, add more till you get, to the intensity of color that you want. And then, you can spray them down. You will get more of a single color smoother blend when you do that than you would just by tapping the powders on a piece of paper. The other thing you can do is you can scoop out a little bit of the powder, drop it into the well of a paint palette, add a little water to that, and use them as watercolor paints. You can even add the powders to like a texture paste, some kind of paste medium to tint them, and that is a lot of fun to do too. So let me show you all the colors we have. As I said, this is called Autumn Leaves. Gorgeous and very popular this time of the year, of course. My original swatch looks like this. Love the teals. And then we have a swatch card for each of the colors separately. I have one of these for most of the sets, not all. I'm a little behind. So that's Autumn Leaves. Then we have Alexandra's Artists. This was developed by paper craft design, Alexandra's Crafts. Sorry, that's not right. Reinke. Anyway, this is more of a pastel set. The color combinations basically developed by a designer. So that's Alexandra. This is the swatch I have. A little different than the other one, for just to kind of show you each of the colors. And then this is all of the colors together. I should hold it this way. Now, this purple looks way more intense on camera than it does in real life. I will say that. It's intense, but not that intense, not that dark. The next one I have is called Steampunk Soiree. This is one of the newer ones. This is my sample. I keep moving the wrong way in the camera, sorry. Gorgeous color. And then we have Great White North, another newer set. That blue is really pretty. Banff blue. And here is that sample. You can see they're all a little different. You can see if I put it in front of the camera, I guess. But really gorgeous. There's a, it's called Beaver Tail Brown in here that's giving that kind of gorgeous bronzy look. I guess it looks kind of maroon on the camera, but really pretty. Then we have Northern Lights. This is another favorite of mine. I think this is gorgeous. Now this one has a black in it, which you don't see a ton of in this. There we go. In this swatch, you certainly see a lot of the. It's called Maple Syrup Bronze, and that's what you're seeing in there. Just beautiful. The next one is called Enchanted Forest. The pictures of the colors individually don't do them justice, really. Look at that. That beautiful blue is amazing. And then this is the individual colors swatched. This is the black. I'm trying to get it close enough so you can see how shiny it is. Yeah, there we go. And one of the things I like to do with the Magicals is to, create the color mixed together on a sheet like we just did, and then die cut it. So we've got a butterfly here cut out of the Enchanted Forest, and this is a maple leaf die from Honeybee. See how gorgeous that shimmer is. Okay, next up, Summer Break. Nice mix of primary colors. Gorgeous. And I use this quite a lot on some sample cards. I will show you. We've got this one. This was just a, single piece of cardstock that I had added all the colors to, sprayed with water, and then die cut with Altenews Zero Waste Leaf Pattern die. I love this one. Ooh, I'm kind of messing it up, but I love the colors. And in this sample, I only used a couple of the colors. I used the Dip-a-Toe Teal and the Sparkling Sunset, maybe a little bit of Beach Ball Blue. Dropped the powders on the cardstock, sprayed it, got it good and dry, and then sent it through the Floating Foliage embossing folder from Altenew, and then topped it with this Rose Queen die. All right, next we have Haunted Halloween. Lots of fun. Very moody. Gorgeous. And these are the individual colors of Haunted Halloween. I'm trying to get them all in here. I keep moving the wrong way. Okay. So this black is really interesting. They're all a lot of fun. Then we've got Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells was a challenge because I wasn't sure about combining the red and the green. So I kind of chickened out and I just ran, there's two different greens in this set. I ran those kind of across the top and bottom and the red down the center. But here's kind of those surprising colors that I was talking about. You don't think you're going to see yellow in this, but there it is. And it's going to be different every single time you do it. I personally like these separately better. I just think they're gorgeous, but I like using these separately. Then we have Drop Dead Diva, big favorite. Here's the swatch. And this swatch. And last but not least, Victorian Bouquet. You gotta hurry up. Beautiful. Nothing like the label on the tube. Anyway, LIndy's Magicals Pigment Powders at mycraftroom.com. Use code MEGA15, MEGA15, to save 15% on absolutely anything you order from the website. I think that does it for me. Thank you all. I hope you give these a try. Have a good day.